Hello, hello, everybody in Tia's Digital Tea Time. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Um, Tonight's interview is going to be with author London, also known as London Writes, for those of you who follow him on Facebook and Instagram. I'm waiting for him to cue in here, which he should do shortly. But until then, I just want to make sure you guys have a moment to get on here. And Andrea, how are you? Yay, hello. So I'm waiting for him to come on. He should be here in a second. I'll see hopefully the request for him to come on, and then we can talk a little bit to London. So I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's safe. I know weather's been crazy. It's just between the plague and the extreme weather. Oh, thank you, Andrea. I really appreciate that. So, I, it is like I live in Florida and the weather has been crazy here. Like right now it's kind of warm, but this morning it was cold. Like and my poor mom, who's, she's in her 80s, she finds this weather, waves kind of hard to deal with. So, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm just waiting for London to come on. I just talked to him in the author group, and he was ready to go, and it was a little early. So I was like, well, let's wait a few minutes because I hate to get on too early because then I feel like the people who do get to come, who came on time missed out on some of the stuff. So I try not to get too early, but at the same time, oh, it says London says he's trying. Okay, let me see if I can bring him on. Yep, it's not letting me add there. London, are you using like a phone or, matter of fact, while he does that, he's just watching me. Okay. Sorry, I just put my do not disturb on. Okay. Well, let's see. I want to say that J2 also had this problem and he was trying to use a computer and he had to go to his phone. So I'm trying to see here. Oh, he's using a laptop. Do you have a phone you can use and then just look at your laptop or no? We'll see if that, so I don't know why that does that sometimes. I feel like people who try to use their computers can't get on, especially if I'm using my phone first. It's very weird. Well, while he figures that out, hopefully one of the other authors, can you all help London? Oh, it says he wants to be in my video. He figured it out. Yay! My goodness. Yay! He did it. Woohoo! All right, says connecting. Woohoo! How are you? He did it. Woohoo! Oh, we're gonna have feedback. You got to mute me on your laptop then. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So how are you doing, darling?
I'm doing all right. I'm good.
You look nice and warm. Is it cold where you're at?
Kind of chilly. Snowing outside.
Really? Oh my goodness. I know where you're at, but I didn't know if you wanted to tell the readers where you're at.
Wisconsin.
So I imagine it is very cold. Well, I'm sitting here in Florida, so it was a little cold in the 60s this morning. And
Oh, nice and comfy you are.
yeah, I think it's in the 70s right now. It's like, man. Hi, Samira. Hi, J2. Oh,
Hello.
where's the beard go? He wants to know. Andrea's here as well. Jordan wants you to back up. There you go.
I'm using my phone.
We don't want you to, disappear.
I'm using my phone.
Oh, that's good. Well, yeah, that's okay. Is it okay to use your phone?
Tell somebody call.
Oh, do you know how to put on do not disturb?
Let me try.
Oh, I think you just hung up on me. He'll be back. So anyways, while he's figuring that out, let me tell you a little bit about London. So London just released his third book in his Her Blind Heart. I'm sorry. I just read a comment from J2. J2, stop. Sorry, I'm trying to be professional here. Um, so London just released the book, the third book in his trilogy of the Her Blind Heart trilogy. It's like a romance. I'm sorry. And if you all don't follow J2, aka Jordan Lorenzo, you guys should. He's actually quite funny. He's sweet, and he's an author too. And I love him to death, and I love London too. And they're both just so funny, especially together. So I'm gonna ignore the comments here so I can talk about poor London's book. So he just put out the third book, and that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. It's this kind of almost like an epic story of love and revenge, and I'm so excited. So hopefully he'll call me back here in a second, and let me see if he's in here. Okay, he's not here yet. And so hopefully he'll call me back in a second, and we can get back to his interview. So while he's doing that, I read the first book, and actually I was just going over it again one more time. And I kind of wish I had written down the subtitles because, like I said, there's three, and it's Her Blind Heart, and then it's like Love and Betrayal, and they have these subtitles. Oh, they unblocked me. Oh, I'm so happy for you, J2. So that's good for J2. I had been blocked on Facebook. You guys know how Facebook be sometimes. Hi, TJ. How are you? So right now, London's trying to figure out how to put on Do Not Disturb. And then he'll come back on, and he was afraid someone would call him while he was using his phone, and he couldn't get his laptop to come on. And I find a lot of people have that problem, and I feel like there's a maybe like an app problem or like a interface problem with certain laptops and going live on Facebook, or not even going live, but joining a live thing. So hopefully poor London will figure that out and come back to us. So oh, it looks like he's coming back in, so I'm approving. Yay! Okay, here we go. So let's try again. Don't look at my pajama pants, people. Hey, you're back.
What I get back to? Pajama pants?
Yes, all right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm wearing pajama pants to this interview because it's cold to me. In the 60s, it's cold in Florida. So my pajama pants have little puppies on them. You see the puppies? I don't know. But look it, I'm all professional on the top. I put makeup on for you, It's Sunday. I got my prayer beads on because I'm Episcopalian and we like to do prayer beads and stuff. So, but like I said, it's cold here in Florida, or it's cold to me. Yeah, I know it's not cold in Wisconsin. It's probably like a summer morning for you guys. But it is what it is. So, I was just talking about your book. Real quick, can you tell me the three subtitles to your book? I know it's Her Blind Heart, book 1, 2, and 3, but what are the subtitles to that?
Her Blind Heart, The Power of Love, Her Blind Heart, Lies and Deception, and Her Blind Heart. I think I forgot. I forgot the last one.
You got your laptop right there.
The ultimate test.
Okay, there you go. And I felt bad that I didn't write it down either. I was kind of, people are talking about that you don't have a beard. Here, let us see your face real quick. Let's see. You're very handsome. I always, but now they're talking about, oh snap, no beard. Everybody's really talking about your lack of beard here. What made you shave it off? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the beard real quick.
Well,
people seem shocked.
It's still there. It's just a shadow. Kind of just happened that way. Sometimes you go in thinking you're going to do something right and you mess up and everything got to go. So.
Really? So were you like trimming it up and you were like, and you're like, oh, well.
Exactly. I was in a little rush.
Oh my goodness. My husband has a long beard, so I know he's very careful for that same reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh. J2 says you're trying to be handsome, but I think you're handsome with both the beard and without the beard. You're fine.
Oh, I appreciate it. You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you. So you got your third book out. You
Wow.
must be so excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like I can't stop smiling. Like
Oh,
I'm just cheesing.
now, now for the viewers on here, can you tell them a little bit about this series? Like, what is it? What is Her Blind Heart?
Her blind
Like let's
heart.
say no one has ever.
Her blind heart is a little bit of everything. You're gonna have every emotion. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna cry. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna want to have a little private time. Um, so you're gonna feel every emotion in this series throughout the series. Um, and I believe you're gonna be entertained.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I read the first book, and the thing that I note the most is how well you world built. You know, have you always had that talent for writing, or is that something, did you have to like hone your craft? Like, what, you know, how did that begin? The whole thing, writing. You became a writer. How did that happen?
At a young age in Indiana, in Gary, my stepfather was well, the man who was my father at the time. He was a disciplinarian, and I used to have to do book reports and stuff like that. And it probably came from there. And writing the book reports he wanted me to write and also read in a very articulate manner and read with emotions and emphasis when I read. So it was pretty much the same when I wrote. So I had to have emotion behind what I was writing as a kid. So it kind of just trickled on and started writing things I seen, and I try to make it exciting.
Wow. And you're really talented. So you've been writing since you're a young kid. Did you grow a love of writing, or were you kind of resentful of that kind of writing?
Oh no, I didn't like writing. I was, whew, I used to have to do it over because I may have made a mistake on one or two lines and no whiteout. So he was like that,
Ooh,
yeah. So you got to write everything over. If my handwriting was off, so yeah. So he was kind of strict. He was kind of strict when it came to that. So
do you, do you see this man still?
no, I don't think he has no clue that I write books.
Uh, so maybe one day he'll find this interview when you become like a superstar, you know,
He
and
might be.
he'll be like, "Hey, that was me."
It kind of triggered off when he found out he wasn't my dad. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Samira says she's from Gary too. She wanted you to know that. Is that a great place to be
you
from?
know,
No.
to me, yeah. I mean, it's rough. It's rough coming up in Gary. I came up in Gary in the '90s, so it's rough. But I grew to love my city, you know, and we was right there by Chicago, so therefore I love the Bears. So I mean, I'm always gonna be proud of where I'm from. I'm not gonna try to hide or, you know, downplay where I'm from. I'm where I'm from. I'm from Gary, Indiana.
Yep. Samira says rough but
I
good
know
as
it's
well.
my
So
see what?
I think she's currently in California right now, but she's from this area where you're
Oh, she
from as
from
well. So I
Gary?
guess roots are roots.
Oh.
So all right. So what started you writing professionally?
Um, you know, being just having time. Um, I've done a lot of things that I regret or things I'm not proud of, but sitting back and reflecting on it and writing about it and the life and uh, just getting something from it and trying to tell a story in a way that it can be understood because a lot of people don't understand our culture and what we come from and why we do the things we do to survive or get by. So just to get the story out there to let people know the other side of life because everybody don't get to live everybody's lives. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I read
Yeah.
other genres and different people's books just to know like what's going on the other side of the coin.
Mhm. Now, I know you like to write in different genres. We had spoken about the fact that you want to go beyond just street lit. You're ready to branch out into like sci-fi and horror and
Yes.
even erotica, which is one of my favorite things. But I also noticed that you know, and TJ is asking this in the comments, that you don't just write from a male perspective. You also write from the female perspective. How and why?
Um, as a kid, I was a mama's boy. I was raised. It was my mom had 5 kids. I was with her majority of my life. The experiences and the things I've seen her go through, as well as the things I've been through with the mother of my children. So just the experiences, and my mom went through a lot. I watched a lot growing up, so I've seen a lot, and I've
Wow.
seen both sides of the. I've been so close. I was so close. It's like being right there with my mom, like going through the stuff she went through, and then being in a spot of my own life where I've been maybe not the right man for a certain female and put her through different things, and I've had time to reflect on that, and I've seen it all. So I'm just going back to just relive everything. So I could just relive it because I've seen it and I've been there.
So you write a lot of yourself in your books then?
Yes.
So, what inspired you to write this particular series? You know, you just came out, what is it, earlier this week with the third one. Why the series? What is it that is like, I had to write this story?
Well, when the idea came, I was thinking about my son. So that's why Jafar has a strong character in the story. Um, and the different things in happy family life, because at a point I feel like I was there maybe for a brief moment. It may have been a couple weeks, but for a moment I may have felt that I had that happy family life. So, but it was so quick. So that's probably why you would get a brief glimpse of it in the book, in the story, and then it's gone. But you go yearn, you want to get back to it because it's so beautiful. In the beginning, to me, it was just beautiful, like the interactions with the family and the son, and that's really what spurred me on to just continue the story. Because sometimes I start a story and I might just leave it and it might be there, but it just kept me right.
Do you consider yourself a family man then?
I'm, I love the kids. I'm for the children. So yeah.
I, because you said you put a lot of emphasis on family in the story, so I was curious. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
hello. That's one of them. One of the things that is coming in from the comments is that, you had mentioned you were a mama's boy and stuff. I think it was what having to do with single moms. Like, how do you feel about single mothers that are struggling to find consistent role model in their children or for their children?
Um, it's it's going to continue to be a struggle. I know that, because every man, that a female has in her life is not going to be ready at the same time. Um,
Yeah.
and as far as finding role models, I mean, you got to go to, I mean, like black authors. I mean, you can find people black people you see that's on TV. I mean, not on TV, that's on social media, that's local, that doing positive things at community centers or whatnot.
Yeah.
YMCA's. I know a couple guys that has been working at YMCA's and stuff for a long time. A friend of mine named Shelton in Janesville has been working with kids. I think he's a teacher now, all his life. So it's a lot of positive influencers and people in your community. You just got to go out and find them. So I mean, they're
Wow.
not gonna come to your house. So you got to go find them.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there like there's
That's
nobody. You got to go find the people. They are available to you. So you just got to go find them.
Now, you also got comments coming in asking about your transition out of incarceration and what inspires you to stay, a free man. Is that something you want to address tonight? It's up to
Um,
you.
I have no problem addressing anything. As far as
Okay.
incarceration issues, yes, I will. I definitely want to stay out. You don't never want to go back. But it's easier said than done. And once
Yeah.
you find your place, you will know your place. Um, as
Yeah.
long as you're not in your place, you're gonna know. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be stressed. You're gonna be dealing with everything that's gonna be like another brick piling on your head. So once you find your stress-free zone, whether it be a person that you need to get away from, whether it be a area you need to get away from, but you gonna know when you find your place. So don't give up until you find your place. And when you're in your place, uh, just try to follow your dreams the best way you can.
That's not home. Well, I know that obviously going to prison had a big impact on your life, but so did meeting certain people. I see them, your supporters, in here in the comments. Do you want to talk a little bit about your supporters in the comments and how you got to be where you're at now at a TNJ publication presents?
Um, well, my main supporter was Celo's mom, and she always, I mean, she was the first person to read my book, and when she read it, she was just flabbergasted. And she was like, "Oh my God, this is," and it set off an emotion in me that I never felt before. Like I had guys in prison read it before, and but it's just different to me, and to have somebody that you care about deeply believe in you is like so.
Wow. So you really feel like the mother of your son really kind of led you in there. But then you also went on to meet other people. I see J2's in here, TJ's in here, Whitney Wan.
So
What was that like being with them, meeting
me,
them, and then
so the thing with TJ is is amazing. Is the story is so is it separate in itself. So I can't like mix these stories together. J2 and TJ, they all got to have a story alone. Um, but we can move on to TJ um, because me and TJ met a long time ago, and we were in Fox Lake Prison in Wisconsin. Um, and I was younger then. I was around 30ish, 29ish, 30s. And I was still jumping out the gym, and TJ is a competitor, so we bumped head on the courts a couple times, and it kind of went like guys with dreads can't play basketball, but guys with dreads can fight. I said everybody can fight. Couple laughs, we laughed it off. We got cool, um, and wow, like 9 years later, I bump into him again. He don't got the long dreads now. He like me, with the bald head. And somebody said his name, and I looked, and we got to talking, and the weirdest thing was he got to talking about the books. He's like, I'm writing books now, and I'm like, yeah, okay, okay. And then when he got to telling me his author name, I'm like, hey, I read that. I'm like, that's you? That was you? That was you? That was you? Like, wow. Like, so I was flabbergasted, you know what I'm saying? So I told him I write books, and like this the big thing right here. In prison, you say a lot of stuff to a lot of different people. You know, I done told, I mean people I done told I write books, and people that may have or may not have been in a position to do something about it. But that kind of stuff goes in one ear and one and out the other, and he paid attention to it, and he mentioned something to me again, and it just kind of developed, and he told me he was trying to do something and start his own, and I waited for him, and I got signed with him. So here I am. So I owe him all my loyalty. Um, so one night, now I'm in transition. So one night after a grueling session with TJ in the laundry room about what I should and shouldn't be doing and why I don't never listen and I talk too much. I go decide to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and I get to write, and I'm not paying attention to nobody. And this one guy walked past me, like, "Oh, what you doing? Writing a book?" I said, "Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have came out here to write a book, because here's somebody talking about am I writing a book now." And he said, I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I write books too." And you know what? I don't got attention span. My attention span is 0. So I was like, "Go get the book. Let me see it." Just forget about what I was just doing. I just sat down and write. "Go get the book. Let me see it." So he get the book, and now I'm reading his book. So TJ would be mad that I'm doing this, but now I'm reading his book. So now I'm reading this guy's book. So the next day, did you get something done? Actually, no. I got to reading this other guy's book, and he good. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
this is my best friend right here.
How you doing?
We 20 years
Hi, how are
in.
you?
This is my man Spencer Emerson. He the CEO of Thuggability Records.
President, sole member of Thuggability Records.
We've been doing this for a long time. So it's been a long.
Wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? I told him I was gonna give him a shout out, and he got books too. I'm gonna make sure I introduce him to the boss one of these days soon. But he got books too.
Well, that's wonderful. I look forward to reading your work.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome. I would love to do that.
So listen, back to the two story. So I tell him, I said, "Man, he pretty good." I said, he said he good. I said, "Yeah, he good." He said, "You read it?" I said, "Yeah, he good." He said, "You read it?" I said, "He good." "Yeah, this is TJ for you. I'm giving y'all TJ." He asked me if I've read it like 3 times. I said, "Yes, I read it. He good." So I brought some of the stuff to him. And then we came with 2. You know, I had to motivate him because he young, and I know how I was when I was young. I wasn't thinking about books. I did books I dabbled with him just like he did, just like he was dabbling with the books. I was doing that when I was his age, but nobody helped me. Nobody was like, "Man, keep writing the books." Nobody except the mother of my son, and she was the first person to motivate me to do that. So that's why we're here now. So.
I love this story, and I love that you guys met and that you all embarked on this journey, as a team, even now that, getting to meet you guys now and stuff, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. There's J2 coming through.
That's how it was.
So, now you have these books out, and we know how you did it. You're out, you're like, I'm not going back. I'm writing these books. This is what's going to keep me out. I'm going to support my family this way. Right. So every time you buy one of London's books, you're helping him support his family, and every author who writes these books. Hi. Oh, aren't you precious? Oh, my
He's so
goodness.
kind.
Hello. Oh, am I embarrassing you? I'm sorry. You're very handsome. And I just kind of, I love this story. I love how you go about this. You want to tell us a little bit about your plans for the future?
Continue. I got a lot of books, so I got to get all that out, and I'm going whichever way T&J Publication presents take me. I do have other projects that I'm allowed probably to work on. And I also still want to get to Thuggability Records and the brand that we've been building for over 20 years. So we want to get,
It's going to be bigger than Nike one day.
we just want to continue with our
I hope
dreams and
that,
live it
and
out.
I sincerely hope that for you guys. And don't forget me.
Oh, I'm not going to forget you.
Well, so I know you got some other projects. So what book are you working next for? Like, I know you with T&J Publications, since you said they have your loyalty and that's where you're sticking it out. What's the next book then for them?
The next book is Lessons of Loyalty. I'm not sure on a release date or anything yet, but it's coming, and it's different from the Her Blind Heart series. But just have an open mind, and and zoom in with it and let it take you there.
Now, may I ask how it's different, or is it a secret?
It's a secret.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing, reading that and stuff. And well, I don't want, I almost feel like it's you're so concise in your answers sometimes. I know. I'm surprised. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, wow, we went through this quick.
Well, this wasn't rehearsed. I mean, that's what you.
Well, I usually don't have to because I just want to talk to you because I really want to just know what you feel about things. This is supposed to be very casual, and I think readers like that. Do you have any anything you want to say to your readers?
I produce to entertain. It's loosely based on things that I've seen and experienced. You never know, so that's always good to throw in there. You never know what's real. You never know what's not. Just stay tuned in for the excitement. But I do drop a lot of, gems. I mean, it's real life in everything I write. So you will be entertained, but you also will learn. You will understand. You will realize. So, I mean, it's not just entertainment.
You have someone right here saying, Katina is saying that she's loving your book. So you do have fans up in the comments as well. So
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Katina.
Now, do you have any advice for other aspiring authors?
Just keep writing. Don't lose your work. Make sure you hold on to it, because if you're writing, and if you get one person, you don't even need one person, but if you know that you got something that's good, make sure you keep it, because if you lose it, it's hard to rewrite stuff that you wrote. So my advice is keep writing and don't lose it, and just keep putting it out there until somebody hear you.
Andrea is asking, which books did they read first of yours?
Her Blind Heart series, part 1, 2, and 3.
There you go, Andrea. You can find it on Amazon. And speaking of, we talk about aspiring authors and that. How about does anybody else in your family want to write, like your son, or anybody else have that kind of dream or gift? Or
well, I'm not going to expose the family talents because they wouldn't like that. I got to talk to the family first before I tell any of their business, because they have their own lives. So the biggest thing about because the biggest thing about doing time away from your family is getting out and learning your family over again, and they got to learn you over again. So that's the biggest thing. So you don't want to rush into
that must be so hard.
You don't want to let nobody else tell you how to, interact with yours. You want to make sure you're comfortable with what you're comfortable with your family, because you can lose.
Do you have any advice for people who in your situation who have to reacquaint with their family, because you're going through it now?
Take your time and don't pressure nothing. Don't push it. If it's not there, just let it come to you, because you can you never know what was said about what you left and what you went to prison for, and what they think about that, especially after a certain amount of time. I mean, 2 years, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and plus, you got to relearn people all over again. And they may feel a certain way about you being gone so long, and why didn't you do this, and you obviously didn't care. So it's a lot of stuff that you can hear, and a lot of stuff that you learn once you come home about how people feel truly. So just take your time and don't rush into anything, and don't feel like you owed anything, that they owe, that they got to see you, that they obligated to be around you. That's not the case. So you can find yourself really so that's all the advice I can give. So just don't expect nothing.
Yeah, that's sweet though. You seem like a great father. You go live. I see you with your son. The younger one, I think, right? Can you tell me how many children you have?
That's my youngest son. What's so funny?
It was like, I like to box and play basketball.
Oh wow. You like to wear the hood. You guys look so much with your hats and that. It's so amazing and fun. We'll just wait a second for the video to clear. Okay, there we go.
Dude, don't lie.
I'm a copycat.
Okay, so we'll wait for them to clear up here real quick. Oh, he's back. Okay, your feed froze for a second.
Can you hear me
Okay,
now?
you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yep. Okay. So you're both Chicago fans.
He just got on my hat.
Oh.
I lost mine.
He lost his hat.
Oh. Oh, well, that's sweet that you give him yours, you know. So, are you all having a good weekend? Yeah. Any plans for the week coming up?
What's that?
In school?
School and trampoline parks. I think it's a birthday party coming up. Got a little cousin birthday coming, I think.
Oh, well, that's fun. Samira wants to know if you ever plan on returning to Gary, Indiana.
Oh yeah. Soon.
Wow. Do you think you'll live there or just
Oh, probably not. I mean, I got a lot of
visiting?
all my family besides my mom and my immediate family, but all my cousins, aunties, uncles, they all in Gary. So I mean, traveling is it's something I have to discuss. But yes, I do have plans on going to Gary.
Well, like it's always nice. I met your mom in the comments earlier on the group and stuff. She seems so proud of you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, she introduced herself to us. she's like, I'm his mom. I'm like,
Hi, Mom. I got a mom that'll do that. She'll just pop up, hey, that's my son.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't like a secret. I was like, well, she introduced herself that way to us who were on the thread, but she seemed proud. So
it's out of my
really
control.
good. Yeah. Well, hon, that's about it for me. Like I said, we just wanted to kind of talk about your books, what inspired you to write, where your plans are, what you planned on doing forward, how you felt about life, your family. Do you have any advice, for anybody about anything, about life in general, about staying out of trouble or, anything?
Just stay humble, keep grinding, and pray.
Yeah. Wow. And well, you're getting a last minute question coming in here. Your first heartbreak. Did you want to talk about it?
Oh.
No.
I had many heartbreaks. So, the first one, maybe on the next interview. Maybe on the next one we can get to heartbreaks and all that kind of stuff.
It's hard to talk about.
You might read about
about
some things in some books that if it seemed unbelievable, it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you like that. If it seemed unbelievable, it happened.
Yeah. Do you have a book that's not in series right now?
A book that's not in series?
Mm-hmm, that's not in a series?
No. All the books will be series.
Okay. One of the commenters asked if you had a standalone book. So.
No, it's coming soon though. I will have a standalone book soon.
Okay.
It's coming. That's the project I'm working on, and it'll be coming soon.
All right, that's for you, Shonda. You
That's
will have a standalone soon.
that's the erotica.
Oh. Teacher's like, sorry. No, it's fine. You know what, London, your interview has been perfect. Thank you so much for coming on here today. You're such a passionate author. It shows in your work. And, you know, when we were talking about even like the heartbreaks, I could see you pause and that reflection, what I read in your eyes, I read it also on page. You know, I think people will really enjoy, like you said, your work and the depth of emotion that you put into it. And so I'm very grateful to know you. I'm very grateful to be in the same team with you. And I know we need to do a collab one day. I'll have to talk to TJ. I got to turn in my other book. I can't talk about collabs like I haven't turned in my other book yet. So I know I'm like 10,000 words. You know what it is? I have a scene I have to write. I'm not going to say what because there's young ears around, but it's like an erotic scene, and it's holding me up. I know, right? So maybe I should hit you up and you can help me, like give me a prompt. You know, I know, right?
I was looking.
So you know, we like love.
Yes.
We like romance.
Yes. Yes.
And Shonda, we're recommending Her Blind Heart, books 1, 2, and 3 is the series we're recommending you start with. Thank you, TJ. Best pajama interview ever. There's my puppies.
What was that?
The dogs. Yeah,
What
I know.
kind of dogs
I
were
got
those?
this Lily for this. Best pajama interview. And like I said, I put makeup on for you, London. I don't know what more you
You're
want. You're
beautiful.
you know?
Great. The dogs, the makeup, beautiful.
I love you, London. TJ, J2, you're out there. I think MJ was in there. No, Jaleesa was on there. I love you guys. The team from T&J Publications presents. For the readers out there, Shonda, Andrea, I know Samira was on there. And some others. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Share this with your friends. I'm going to post links I'll upload this, London, to YouTube, and that way you can share the links out. And please let everybody know about London. He's amazing. He's awesome. I love him, you know, and he deserves to be one on your to be read list. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you all at the next interview. So take care. Bye, honey. It was a pleasure to meet you, and also a pleasure to meet your friend and CEO, president of your label.
Thuggability Records. Thuggability Records.
Compound word, Google.
The hell is you know, I sometimes have a hard time with stuff like that.
Google it. Google it.
Definitely drop it in the comments so the readers can link to it and check them out. So do that as well. Guys, and London will be in comments answering any questions you have after this interview. So, all right. Bye, guys. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Bye-bye.